Hey everyone, I'm sitting in my half-assembled office space at my new place and wanted to quickly get set up and get this video ready for you. So sorry in advance if the sound feels a little off. I think I can hear a bit of reverb from the room, but I could be wrong. Also, I'm currently without internet, so I'm probably going to be uploading this via my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot feature, so I'm probably looking at some seriously slow upload times. But anyway, these situations will resolve themselves in time. I might get some sound dampening for the walls because I'm certain I can hear a bit of reverb. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So welcome back to Installation 00, and more specifically, welcome to the Armory. This is where all weapons from Halo lore will be featured and analysed in detail. In this episode, we look at the Spiker. Let's begin. The Spiker was first encountered by UNSC forces when used by Jiralhanae forces during the initial skirmishes on Harvest in 2525, and would remain a staple weapon of the Jiralhanae and the Covenant shock troops throughout the Human Covenant War. The Type 25 Spiker was detested by the Sangheili due to its primitive origins, but the weapon was allowed to be serviced in low numbers and even augmented with Covenant technology. Despite this, however, it would be rarely employed by frontline Covenant infantry during the war, only rising to prominence in late 2552 following the return of Jiralhanae as frontline troops. The weapon would be employed by Jiralhanae forces during the siege of New Alexandria and Battle of Azod during the Fall of Reach, before later being employed during the Battle of Earth by Jiralhanae reinforcements sent by the Prophet of Truth to Mombasa. Following the outbreak of the Great Schism, the Spiker would be employed by Jiralhanae servicing the Prophet of Truth on Delta Halo, and aboard the Anodyne Spirit and his fleet during the later stages of the Battle for Earth and Battle for Installation 00. Following the base's reactivation, the UNSC tested captured Spikers at Outpost C9 on Earth. The Spiker would be one of many subjects of the report Machines, Material and Munitions from the Human Covenant conflict 2525 to present. Spikers have seen proliferation in the post-Covenant War conflicts, with the weapon being widely employed by various Jiralhanae splinter factions, including the Keepers of the One Freedom, Lydus' clan, and the Banished, the latter of whom seem to have their own variant of the weapon. By 2610, a Spiker was held in the Museum of Humanity and would be picked up by Ronald Huffman, a veteran of the war. The Spike rifle measures 32.17 inches in length, or 81.7 centimeters, and weighs 6.4 kilograms, or 14 pounds empty, and 7 kilograms, or 15 pounds fully loaded. The weapon sports two large blades made of tungsten alloy, an extremely strong and durable material, mounted under the barrel of the weapon, allowing it to be used as an effective melee weapon in close quarters. Some variants of the weapon employed by the Banished, however, have up to 6 blades mounted radially around the barrel. When used by Jiralhanae, these blades are intended for puncturing and dismembering, and are capable of clean severing a human arm off. These blades are, however, also effective as psychological tools against anyone unfortunate enough to go against them. The Spiker was engineered by the Jiralhanae as a weapon intended to be held in one hand by a standard Jiralhanae soldier, though its size and weight mean it must be carried in 2 hands for use by human infantry. The weapon's weight also has an effect of reducing its recoil, such that it has almost zero rise. Despite this, a Spartan 2 is capable of dual-wielding Spikers, as are Sangheili. The Spiker has a simple keyring trigger, though the pull weight can be an issue for unaugmented personnel. The Type 25 carbine is noted to perform admirably in a wide variety of environments. It is a widely held belief that the weapon could sit unattended for several weeks in an active latrine and still operate as issued without maintenance. The Spiker's barrel is 25.4 centimeters or 10 inches long. The Spiker has a low muzzle velocity but is incredibly accurate and retains its power nonetheless. The weapon has several lights around the weapon that can be powered on and have been observed in blue and orange coloration. The carbine fires long, sharp projectiles made of a superheated tungsten alloy, which gives the weapon its common label, the Spike rifle or the Spiker. The Spike ammunition is coated with a pyrophoric compound unique to Doizak, though the weapon's origins on the Brute homeworld obfuscate any further attempts to ascertain the composition of the weapon. When fired, the coating burns with a white-hot intensity once exposed to atmospheric oxygen, rendering the spikes superheated and semi-molten. The spikes thus glow with a yellow-white light for a short time after impact before they cool. Even dual Hane do not attempt to handle spike rounds without protective gloves. These spikes are capable of piercing armour and flesh, and in some cases capable of pinning a target against an object behind them. When fired directly at a surface, the spikes will embed themselves in most substances, including concrete, metal, crumpling on impact. However, when fired at an angle, they are capable of ricocheting. The spikes are large enough that they can be pulled out of the target's body with seemingly minimal fragmentation. Spikes fired by the weapon are adept at penetrating energy shields and also capable of being blocked by an energy sword. The spiker's ammunition is fed into the weapon via a small drum magazine with a 40-round capacity, though this is not standard across all versions of the weapon. The drum magazine is located on the underside of the weapon, behind the blades and in front of the trigger. These magazines are sealed and disposable, additionally holding a power supply for the weapon alongside the ammunition. Like all dual Hane weaponry, the spiker has no safety once the magazine is loaded. The weapon is ready to fire straight away. The spikes, once fired, are longer than the magazine, implying that the firing process possibly stretches the projectile in some manner. The firing process itself is achieved via gravitic acceleration using a small but powerful gravity field to launch the projectile up to its 76.2 meter per second or 250 feet per second muzzle velocity. It has an effective range of around 40 meters or 131 feet in game and can fire rounds at a rate of 480 rounds per minute. The Brute Spiker is a particularly gruesome weapon. Its large, stake-like projectiles have been known to pin hapless victims to walls, cauterizing the wound in the process, thereby keeping them alive long enough for the brutes to toy with their kill first, often before eating them. When employed, the Spiker is noted to have a distinct smell of burnt hair, with a telltale sign of their use in firefight being the smell of barbecue gone wrong. Thanks for watching. Stick your comments down below, I look forward to what you have to say. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons: Neek the Silent Cartographer, Brian Sebastian, Red Sea, Darian, Stalker of the Realms, Falcon X003 and Mr. Fell, the holders of the mantle, Black Biscuit, J Rabbit, Austin, Kaiser, Silux, Reclaimer 216, The Revanche, Wolf Slim, Andre, Samantha and Jake, my Reclaimers, Zach, Deep Cover, Verbal Statue, Spesigo, Spartan A498, Guppy, Josh, Bastian, Molshan, Nightrise, Sierra G059, Kenneth, Dylan and Daniel, my Metarchs, and all the other patrons that have jumped aboard to support the channel. You guys are awesome, and all this wouldn't be possible without you. If you like Halo lore discussed to insane levels of detail, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you're told the second a new video hits the shelves. Be sure to support us on all major social media channels, including Discord, and if you really love the channel, consider heading over to Patreon or clicking the join button to become a channel member and supporting the channel that way. It would mean the world to me and would free up more of my time for me to put into this content and other Halo related goodness. Take it easy everyone, and find peace in the domain.